So Section 504 falls under the second title of the ADA, and in this slide I'll be discussing Section 504 in further detail as it pertains to the classroom and education. So Section 504 is part of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. It's a civil rights act that prohibits discrimination based on disability. It applies to all agencies that receive federal funding, which includes public schools. So the Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act requires school districts to provide free, appropriate public education, otherwise known as FAPE. That might sound familiar to some of you. And that free, appropriate public education is to be provided to qualified students with disabilities, regardless of the severity of the disability. So within this, schools basically have the responsibility of identifying students with disabilities and evaluating them. There are standards and procedures for districts to follow for initial evaluations and re-evaluations of students who need services. So a student under 504 must have a physical or mental impairment that limits one or more major life activity. That's how it's defined in there. So those major life activities might include walking, seeing, hearing, speaking, or performing manual tasks. Some examples of discriminatory practices prohibited by the 504 include the following. So you can't penalize a student for being absent based on his or her disability. You also can't expel a student for behavior related to his or her disability. And you're not allowed to refuse a student from auditioning for athletic teams or extracurricular activities based on his or her disability.